Using a food scale is extremely important, okay, for maximum accuracy and maximum awareness as to what you're putting into your body, which will ultimately lead to you being able to manipulate your body composition as best as possible. So, for anybody out there who doesn't know how or needs help in using a food scale, I got you covered in this video. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy John Mango under, again, some decent lighting. I'm here representing Beyond the Iron. This is my YouTube channel where I drop weekly or even daily fitness content to help you get to your goals faster, more enjoyably. If you're interested in doing so, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, then consider subscribing below. Now, if you stay until the end of this video, I do want to say that I'll have some free resources that are going to help you manipulate your body composition when in combination with a food scale as well. Okay, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. Now, let's go ahead and talk about a few things here. Let me just quickly go over the rundown why using a food scale is so important. Actually, it's essential if you want to take your body to the next level and if you want to guarantee results. Okay, when you're using something like a scale in combination with MyFitnessPal on your phone, you are literally guaranteeing your results so long as you aren't, and I don't know why you would do this, but so long as you aren't just lying as to what you're measuring out and so on and so forth, right? So using the scale is extremely important because it's going to eliminate all guessing. Like I said, it's guaranteeing you a path to that caloric deficit if you're trying to lose fat, or that caloric surplus if you're trying to gain muscle. And again, this is the most accurate. It's not enough to just input calories on your phone and assume, well, why am I not losing? Calorie tracking doesn't work. Trust me, I'm going to show you in this video why it's very important to weigh it out on the scale. Another reason is, and my favorite reason when I tell others, clients, friends, family, everyone to do this, is it's extremely eye-opening. Okay, you're going to suddenly realize that this whole time you thought you had one serving of nuts because when you grab a handful, nope, you had like 20 servings, and that equaled like 30 million calories. So this is going to be very eye-opening, and again, it's going to come back to being aware as to what you're actually putting into your body. And the next point I had here is creates much more awareness, which is essentially what I've been saying this whole time. And one more thing that I do want to mention, because I know I'm going to be getting this question asked quite a bit, most likely, as I always have, and that is, what scale do I use? Now, this scale is by Cat Cora, okay, sorry, by Starfrit. It's called Cat Cora, and honestly, I got this scale about 6 years ago from the time of streaming this video, maybe even 7 or 8 years ago, at Walmart for 20 bucks. It's lasted me until today. You don't need to go out and buy a $200 food scale. If they exist, probably a waste of your money. All you need is a basic scale like this. Now, I will link below to some scales that you can go ahead and buy off Amazon for super good prices that, again, get the job done and do what I'm going to show you today, although I do recommend digital for maximum accuracy. Alright, so with that being said, now it's time to get started. Let's check out how to use the scale. Alright, so this is what my scale looks like. Again, nothing crazy. Okay, you've got the power button, this 0 button, which that is probably the most important button right there, okay? And as you see, it turned on, but that's alright. We've got salt, sodium, kcals. All these other things right here that I'm going to show you are actually not that important. All you really need, I'm telling you this right now, all you really need are this button right here, which is essentially changing the measurement unit. So as you see here, it's in grams right now. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. It's in grams, okay? This is the power button, of course, the 0 button. So that is really all you need. Now, if you want, you can program, you know, with certain foods in there. You can type in recipes and all that, but there's no need, because again, with the power of MyFitnessPal on your phone, you will be fine. Okay, so use the MyFitnessPal to actually track the foods. So now let's go ahead and explain the scale. Of course, power button is going to turn it on. Now from here, okay, let's actually use this. I've got a protein tub here. So as you see, it's in grams right now. Okay, the unit of measurements down here. Next, again, you switch the unit of measurements simply by clicking. Most scales will have a little button to click. Now it's in kilograms. Okay, now it's in ounces for you Americans out there. Okay, and you know, it also had pounds back there, pounds and ounces, and back to grams. That's literally it. It's as simple as those few measurements. Okay, everything should be done in those measurements. So now let's go ahead and weigh something out. Okay, you leave the scale on, it's at 0. Just because I have this thing of protein right beside me, I figured I'd use it. Went ahead and grabbed the 1 scoop of protein, right? I just go ahead and toss it on, and it looks like that's coming out to 42 grams. Now, if I wanted that in kilograms, okay, obviously we know what that divides into. Ounces, 1.5 ounces right here, as you see. You know, if you did pounds, obviously 0 pounds, 1.5 ounces. So that is literally how you would measure a food, okay? Okay, so that's the basic stuff when it comes to using the scale. It is literally that simple, but I do want to show you, obviously, some scenarios that are going to help you with tips and tricks as to how to use the scale in specific situations, just to show you that, yes, there may be a little bit of math involved, but don't worry. I know people be like, oh, I hate math. Don't use that as an excuse. Instead, let me just quickly show you some tips and tricks as to how you could use this day to day. Alright, so one example that I did want to give you here, and I apologize if it's a little bit blurred out. Let's say something like margarine or anything else, literally anything. Let's pretend that this is a meal. Okay, this is a leftover meal maybe that you have. So you want to put it into another bowl, or let's say in this case I want to put it on some toast, right? If you guys see my vlogs, I like having this one quite often. So what you do is this. This is a simple way to do it. You zero it out. You see that? I click 0. Sorry again if it's a little blurry, but you want to click 0. So all I have to do now is literally take a knife, scoop the margarine out, and it's going to take away how many grams of margarine I took out of this. And that's going to be a dead accurate measurement as to exactly how much margarine I use without having to take it out of here, put it on something else, and then weigh it, right? This is a very simple way to do it. Again, this could go with any sort of leftovers, or you could do this with anything. Like if I have a thing of oats, I can put the whole bag of oats here. I can take out a cup or some sort of scoop or spoon, and it's going to show you how many grams you took away from that pack, which is extremely useful and a very, very good tip. So I hope that you enjoyed that one. Now let's go ahead and do another example. Alright, so now we've got a banana. Now banana could be a bit of a tougher situation because, you know, you're obviously not eating the peel. And when you go to input it into MyFitnessPal, okay, it's usually going to tell you something like how many grams the banana itself is. Well, the problem is if you weigh this banana like this, okay, it reads at 173 grams. Now, that is including the skin, which is pretty heavy. So what do? Well, it's very simple. What you do is you take in, one, you can either take the whole banana out and weigh it, okay? Or if you just don't want to use a plate, don't want to make a mess, you just got to weigh everything, 174, okay? You remember that. Then when you eat it, you obviously peel it, you eat it, then you just weigh whatever's left. And you have the exact amount of grams that you ate. So whatever you weigh that's left, you're gonna subtract it from 174, and you have how many grams you ate of that banana. Again, very straightforward, very simple way to do it. Another thing I wanna show you with fruit. Okay, with fruits, you just get a bowl like this. And when you slice up the fruit, you just put it on there. After the scale is zeroed out, you just put the fruits on there like a pear. Even if you're cutting a banana, same deal, you can weigh it out on the scale. Very straightforward, very simple. I do want to show you this as well. This is a skillet, obviously dirty because I gotta toss it in the dishwasher, but before I do, this works with skillets. So I put the skillet on there, right? I zero it out. Now, sometimes it might be a little too big, but if you can move it over far enough, there you go, right? I put it there, and then you can simply toss on ingredients. If you're putting ingredients into a dish, toss the ingredients on the skillet first and then go there. But if not, obviously you'd be better off just weighing the ingredients out and then throwing it on the skillet. But it's just to show you that you can get very creative and use this in a way that makes it very time efficient, okay? So it doesn't have to be tedious. Again, how hard is it when I make the toast to have the toast here, and instead of scooping the margarine out on the ground, I literally scoop it over top of a scale. I see what I put in, I input it into MyFitnessPal, and I'm good to go, okay? So that's essentially how you would go about using the scale. Of course, the same thing goes with a blender or anything like that. Let's pretend that this is a bullet, whatever you call it, blender bullet, something like that, right? I usually have a little thing like this that is actually the blender itself. What you can do, put that on there. Now you've got your oats, good. Type in oats, measure it out. As you put it into the shake, you make the shake, and you're good to go. Okay, so just some quick tips. That is basically the best, easiest, and quickest way to use the scale. So I hope you found that helpful. So that's a very basic rundown as to how to use the scale. And again, the importance of using the scale is what you need to know first. You need to believe in the scale. You have to understand that the numbers don't lie. So a quick example of me and hundreds of people that have come up to me saying that they eat healthy but can't lose weight. They only have, a handful here, a little bit there, and whatnot. I was the same way. When it came to the margarine, okay, the example that I showed you, I was not weighing out the margarine because I figured, okay, I went very conservative with my servings, but then I actually weighed it out using the technique I just showed you, and it really opened my eyes and made me realize, wow, that is hundreds of calories that has been holding me back. The second I started measuring, tracking everything down to the fruits as well. Don't think you can get away with not tracking the fruits simply because they're fruits, they're micronutrient dense, and you won't get fat off them. That is not true. You can easily go over your calories on fruits, even on veggies or anything else. So make sure you're aware of that, and the best way to do so is by using that food scale. So if you don't have one yet, definitely go out and buy one. Click one of the links below to get yours. This is a very important investment in your health and your nutrition, okay, for forever. Again, this scale's lasted me 7 years and it still rocks. It's still good. I don't ever need another one unless this one breaks, of course. So very basic, very straightforward. If you're not using a scale now, hopefully you have a bit more insight as to how to use one, how simple it is, how time conservative it truly is, and how powerful it is. So with that being said, I do want to link you to a free resource down below, which is my free fat loss meal plans. Okay, it's going to give you all the foods that you need in the day. It's going to give you your calories and macros. All you have to do is track the macros, track the foods, and use a scale if you ever want to change, adjust, and go forward with that. So click the link below to check that out. I also am going to link down below my MyFitnessPal nutrition starter kit. Okay, that's going to be on my website, and it's essentially an in-depth guide and tutorial as to how to master tracking your nutrition in combination with the scale. Okay, so that one is going to be linked in the description for you as well. Thank you so much for staying and watching this video until this point. If you have, I appreciate you a lot. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you have anything else you'd like to see on the scale or anything nutrition wise, please leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to share with your friends, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be sure to see you in that next video. Again, thanks so much. I appreciate you. And I'm out.